Imagine this. You walk into a room where someone picks up a violin for the first time, and within weeks, they're playing songs like they were born for it. Meanwhile, you've spent months trying to learn a simple chord on a guitar and still feel clumsy. You start to think, maybe I'm just not built for this. But what if I told you the problem isn't your talent, it's your method? We've been taught to believe that repetition is the key. Watch the same video 5 times. Read the same page again and again. Highlight it in 3 colors. And then, nothing sticks. It's not because you're not trying. It's because most people are trained to consume information, not process it. We become collectors of facts, but we don't know how to use them. Learning, real learning, isn't about soaking things up like a sponge. It's about reshaping the way you think. It's about engaging with knowledge like it's a conversation, not a lecture. Ask yourself, when was the last time you challenged the information you took in? When was the last time you turned off the video and tried explaining what you just learned without looking at notes? That's where true learning begins. It's not in the comfort of rewatching a tutorial, but in the discomfort of trying and failing and thinking for yourself. Just like you don't learn to ride a bike by watching cyclists, you don't master skills by observation alone. Here's something that no one likes to admit. The beginning of learning anything new sucks. It's awkward, frustrating, and full of moments where you feel like giving up. But that struggle? That's where your brain is doing its best work. Think about the last time you tried something and failed miserably. Maybe you were learning how to code and nothing was working, or trying to speak a new language and mixing up every sentence. It felt like chaos, but inside your brain, new pathways were forming. You were getting better, even if it didn't look like it yet. We often mistake discomfort for a sign that we're doing something wrong. But in truth, it's the opposite. If it feels easy, you're probably not learning. That smooth feeling? It usually comes from repeating what you already know. But if you lean into the hard parts, the pieces that confuse you, those are the exact areas where you'll grow fastest. It's like working out. The burn isn't a sign to stop. It's a sign that the muscle is building. This is why doing is more powerful than just watching. You can read about swimming all day, but the first time you're thrown into water, you'll panic. That panic is where your body kicks in, adapts, and learns to stay afloat. Same thing with knowledge. Don't just absorb, apply. Make mistakes, struggle a little, then try again. Now, if you've made it this far, I want to gently ask you something. Not the usual YouTube thing, but if this message has made you pause, even for a second, take a breath and consider subscribing. Why? Because if you're the kind of person who values this type of growth, this space is for you. And if you feel like someone else needs to hear this, share it. Or better, drop a comment with one thing you're struggling to learn right now. You never know who you might help or who might help you. Most people think the more hours you put in, the faster you'll learn. But that's not always true. What really matters is how you use your time. You can spend 5 hours watching tutorials and feel like you're being productive. But if you didn't practice, explain, or challenge what you saw, your brain probably just logged it as background noise. That's where focused practice comes in. It's not about grinding for hours. It's about zeroing in on the parts you're bad at and pushing yourself through them. Let's say you're trying to draw. If you keep sketching the same easy character you've mastered, you'll stay exactly where you are. But if you force yourself to draw hands, faces, or tricky angles, the parts that feel impossible, you'll improve much faster. Why? Because your brain adapts best under pressure, not comfort. And here's a little trick. Pretend you have to teach what you're learning. It sounds weird at first, but it's one of the most powerful ways to deepen your understanding. You could even set up your phone, hit record, and explain a concept out loud. You'll quickly realize where your understanding is solid and where it falls apart. That moment of confusion? That's gold. It shows you exactly what to revisit. Here's a quick challenge. Pause this video right now and try explaining out loud something you've learned this week. Doesn't matter if it's about history, fitness, or how to make the perfect omelet. Just do it. And if you feel awkward, even better. That means your brain is about to grow. You've probably heard that consistency is key, but that phrase gets thrown around so much it's easy to ignore. Let's break it down. Your brain doesn't just need repetition, it needs smart repetition. One of the most powerful ways to learn anything faster is to space out your study sessions. Instead of cramming for hours in one day, try doing 30 minutes a day for a week. It may feel slower at first, but your brain is actually making deeper, longer-lasting connections. Think of it like carving a trail in the woods. The first time you're pushing through branches and stumbling on rocks. But each time you walk that same path, it gets a little clearer. Until one day, it's just there, wide and familiar. That's what your brain does with knowledge when you revisit it slowly and regularly. It's how concepts stop being information and start becoming part of who you are. And there's something else most people ignore. Rest. Your brain doesn't grow when you're pushing non-stop. It grows when it has time to process, connect, and recover. Sleep isn't wasted time. It's the final step of learning. And alongside rest, your mindset is everything. If you tell yourself, "I'm not smart enough," or "I'm too old for this," your brain will believe you. But if you say, "I'm not there yet," everything changes. You open the door to progress. So here's my final thought. You don't need to be a genius to learn fast. Just curious enough to keep going, and brave enough to be bad at something long enough to get good. If this message made you reflect in any way, don't keep it to yourself. Drop a comment sharing your learning journey. What's one skill you're trying to master right now? Maybe your story will inspire someone else to start theirs. And hey, if you're still here, you're clearly someone who values growth. So consider joining this space, not just as a viewer, but as part of a community that refuses to settle. Hit that subscribe button if that feels right to you. We're building something real here. Every expert was once a beginner who refused to quit, so don't stop now.